listen to what she's saying. Finish, Lisa. Sorry.
Okay. So I really encourage you that these people are helping, giving us their time. I have a weird curl here, and it working for them, or it's working for me, and we know it works. And so I challenge you to take that. Do not think of, and I do it too, you guys. I mean, somebody will I'll listen to some podcast and I'll be like, oh, that won't work. I mean, we all do it, but you got to stop yourself. Wait a second. I can't be negative. She obviously has gotten some success or some business or lots of business from this. So I encourage you to kind of put that aside and really think about what people are saying. And then I always like to take a couple things and put them in action. And you can do it one at a time. You can write the things you like, then pick a couple, and then decide how you're going to decide what order you're going to do them. Okay. Okay, Chris, introduce yourself and tell us where you are right now.
My name's Chris Pesek. I am a broker associate in Dripping Springs, Texas, but right now I'm in Cascade, Colorado. This is my new investment property. Well, mine and my wife anyway. And here, I'll turn it around and you can kind of get an idea of what we're doing here. So do you want me to actually go in and talk about the investment property?
I want you to say why. It's kind of a second home, right?
It is.
And how were you able to do that? Jumping into the end at the beginning.
Yeah, it's the end at the beginning. So it's always been a dream of my wife and mine to have a second home in Colorado. It was always going to be an investment property because obviously we're still working and it's going to be a summer home. But it's been a dream. We've been hunting for it for about 5 years now. Like really hunting, and just like everybody else with real estate, putting in offers and getting declined, and other people are getting the houses and stuff like that. And the prices just kept going up. But because of my last 2 years, we've been able to put away way enough money to jump to the front of the line when it comes to how much money we can put down on the house. And we didn't pay cash, but we were able to do a pretty big appraisal waiver, really because of how well my real estate business has been going. So I'm literally working on the dream come true.
Awesome. That's so exciting. Okay. So how long have you been in the program?
It will be 2 years in March.
And how did you find Krista? And what made you jump and do it?
I don't even know how I found her. It had to have been like everybody else, that she just popped up on Facebook and then kept popping up on Facebook because of the retargeting. And hey, I clicked on her ad because it looked interesting. I've been looking into a lot of coaching programs over the last probably 5 years of my real estate career. I've always been a part of a small brokerage. And so I never got the one-on-one coaching, real estate teaching, like from a KW or something like that. And it's something I never really wanted. I've always worked on my own stuff, fixed my own stuff, and just learned how to do stuff on my own. And I could see where real estate was going from a technology, video, online advertising perspective. And I never could quite get deeper than just kind of that crust layer of what was going on. And I'd kind of learned how to do Facebook ads. They really weren't very successful. And the other coaching programs that I kept seeing, and I'll back up even further prior to this. If you don't know, I was a teacher and a coach. So when I was looking into other coaching programs, everything was all about, you've got to sit down and do your power hour. You've got to make 50 calls a day. And if you're not making your calls, you're not going to get in front of people. And that's the basis of all coaching programs. And I'm going, okay, well, I can do that, but I don't need you to ride my ass and tell me about that. I know how to do that. I need something that I don't know how to do. And so all the other coaching programs that I looked at, I just kept kind of brushing aside because it didn't really make sense. And then when I started paying attention to Krista's program, I think I did, Chris, I don't know what it was called at the time, but it was essentially the 2-day boot camp. I think it was 3 clients in 30 days is what it was called.
Yeah.
And so that was the first introduction into it. And it made sense at that point. And it was also, to be honest, I hate when telemarketers call me. I don't hang up on them. I'm not rude because I know that that's how people make money, but I hate it. I'm like, I'm in the middle of my day. Stop bothering me. with my wife. And so I'm not the, 9 to 10 in the morning power hour. I'm not going to call you. It's not what I want to do. So the video texts made a lot of sense to me. And then when she got in and started talking about the process of doing the video and how to set up the ads and the retargeting and everything else, that was where it first kind of clicked to me going, okay, now this is something that I haven't seen. And even in all because I had taken a lot of social media classes and things like that, and it wasn't to that level. And so that's when it kind of started to click to me. And then obviously, like everybody else, it's a huge financial outlay. At least for me, it was. And it took 3 or 4 weeks of convincing myself and kind of praying on it and everything else to say, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and take the jump, because I believe in what it is even before I've ever, done anything with it.
Awesome. So we all had our challenges when we started, like with overwhelm or maybe like me, it took me an hour and a half to place my first ad. And I thought, what in the heck have I done? So what was that for you? Like somebody keeps texting me. What was that challenge that you had to push past?
It was setting up the time to do the modules and to do the practice while maintaining my book of business. It was I can't think of the right way to say it. It was a time management thing, which I still have issues with. I don't want to make it sound like I've got beyond it, but it was all time management and setting up the time to do the modules and actually do the learning, all while taking care of business and not ignoring the family.
How do you do that? Because I think we get a lot of questions on how.
I don't know.
Did you get up earlier? Did you go to bed later? Did you do it at lunch?
You know what? And this is not what Krista wants to hear, but I think it's going to resonate with some people. Again, I used to teach and coach, and in Texas, football coaches, it's another football in Texas, guys. You may have heard it before, but it's a real thing. It's a different world. And I was a 5A high school varsity football coach, and I would put in during the season anywhere between 90 and 110 hours a week in coaching. And then in the off season, it was typically 70 to 80 hours a week. And when the reason I got into real estate is I got completely burned out on coaching, and it was because of all the hours. And so when I got into real estate, I promised myself that I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to burn myself out. So when I say that I was trying to learn all my modules and take care of my business, my goal is to never work more than 50 hours a week. That is my goal. So what I had to do, and I'm still working on it. I'm not perfect. The Pomodoro is a great method for it. I had to schedule out my day and really just figure out how to be better with the time that I've got, because I was not, my wife's a school teacher. She gets home between 5:30 and 6. And if I don't have clients, I'm shutting it off at 6 o'clock. I'm not doing anything else. I'm spending time with my wife. So I just had to make better use of my time during the day and not get trapped on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all the other crap that's on my phone. So I really just had to focus in on what I was doing. And again, I'm not perfect. I still go down the wormhole. But it's just a reminder that I've got to, keep working.
I think that's a really important point. I think that people look at, I even do it sometimes. I try not to because of what I see in this program, but we look at other people and think, I was talking about this before the call started, like they've got it all together. They implemented everything at once and nobody did, right? You added one thing at a time.
Oh my God, no. And to this day, there's like 3 things, and I'm starting on my 4th thing that I've implemented from the program. I just, again, I'm not going to do 70, 80 hours a week. And so I'm doing 3 things pretty well, and trying to get into the 4th. And this will make Krista happy. I'm currently interviewing for an assistant that's going to take a lot of the stuff off my plate, but you don't have to implement everything.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
That's awesome. Okay. So tell me what 3 things you're doing really well.
My monthly marketing updates and doing those videos and getting them out and constantly having that trickle of well, not only leads coming in, but my face out in the community. So that's one. This is a little bit of a bastardization. A lot of people have heard me talk about it, but the live videos that I'm doing and how I'm keeping those out in front of the community with Facebook advertising. That's the second thing. And the third thing, I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm doing it well, but the third thing that I'm really implementing is the Pomodoro Method and that time management.
Can I just say something? So he said that he's had a hard time with his time, right? And getting it all done. But he just said the third thing is utilizing the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique is part of the reason why he's able to get more done.
Christina Carr is wearing me out, guys. Skin in the game in the morning, and I wasn't there, guys. Sorry this morning. Shannara and Danielle are goddesses of video text messages, and it just, I for some reason I can't seem to get more than 4 or 5 or 6 of them done a day, and it's wearing me out. And they're getting 15 and 16 done. So Christina Carr just reminded me that my video text message game needs to step up.
What do you, so that's probably, I was going to ask you, what are you not doing well? So that might be it.
Video text messaging, I am not doing well, and I know that it works. And I'll still say that I'm not great at time management. When things pop up, I'm kind of like a squirrel, like, oh, I got to deal with this right now. I can't finish my scripts for the videos that I've got to shoot later today or tomorrow. So video text messaging, I'm still not doing great. And then my time management, it's always going to be a study with me. I've got undiagnosed ADD. I know I do, and everybody around me knows I do, but it's just whatever. At this point, I'm 46, so I'm just dealing with it. And so time management is always going to be a struggle. Just is.
So you probably shouldn't put it out there that it's always going to be a struggle.
Sorry.
Just saying.
Well, right. I'm just being real. I am constantly working on bettering my time management skills.
Okay, thank you very much. That's better.
Yeah, but I will say he's going to skin in the game, and he's doing the Pomodoro technique. He's doing things to help him. So what I want to understand too about Chris is, Chris, tell him where you were when you started the program, how much business and units you were doing, how long have you been in the program, and where are you at now? And he's still showing up to skin in the game, doing the Pomodoro technique and doing the things he needs to do to get stuff done. So where were you at? Where are you now? How long? So
coming in, a good year of gross commission for me was between 100 and 130,000, 140 on a good year. And that's where I was prior to coming in. And that was typically between 16 and 22 units. Last year, it was 26 units. And I forget my number right now, but it was, I basically doubled up to about 260,000 in gross commission. This year, right now on the books, everything that's under contract that will close before the end of the year, and that doesn't count the buyers that I've got that are still shopping. I've got 34 units, and right now in the bank, I've got 390,000 gross commissions for this year. And then by the end of the year, it'll be over 400. It'll be closer to probably 425.
That is fantastic.
In 2 years? It's been 2 years, Chris?
Yes. Well, it'll be 3 months shy of 2 years at the end of this year. Yes.
So tripling it in 21 months, everybody. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this for you to hear him and understand that he sat right where you do. He felt the way that you did. It was hard. It was confusing. He had to figure it out. And in 21 months, he'll have tripled his GCI and is right now sitting in Chicago buying the home of his dreams. So
Colorado.
Possible. Oh, sorry. Colorado. Possible for all of you guys.
And here's the other thing that it's not, and Alicia just alluded to it a little bit ago. It's not like I'm saying I've got a severe case of imposter syndrome still, and Krista talks about it. And I swear to you, I'm sitting here, and Alicia reached out the other day. She's like, "Hey, I want to interview you for Krista's Tuesday call." I'm going, "Why?" Why do you want to interview me? There's so much crap that I'm not doing right, and I've got a few things that are going well for me. So the imposter syndrome thing is real, and in addition to time management, it's something I've got to keep working on. I mean, when people talk to me in the community after they see videos, and hey, I saw, we missed community date night last month. We're coming this month. When is it? And they're talking to me, and I'm just like, why? I don't get it. Why are people viewing me in this way? So it's not like I've got everything figured out. It's just constant state of growth. I'm trying.
I think that's one of the things that makes a agent or a person in general better all the time, that you're learning. You want that information. And I think that that's also why a lot of us stay in this program, because it kind of keeps us centered. Like,
it does.
People are saying on here, they needed this today. They needed to hear it. They needed the encouragement. And I think that that's what this is about. Whether it's somebody who listed a house from a letter or a CMA, all those things like add up to all of us, that kind of like funnels us forward, drives us forward to be better.
And you see how real he is too. He's like, I have problems. Imposter syndrome. I'm not doing everything. I have, time management issues, and it's just, but he said, but I keep moving forward. I keep on trying. And that's what I want all of us to understand. It's like, it never stops. We never stop trying to be better, and not like we're never satisfied. It's just like, why should we be satisfied? I mean, be happy and satisfied, but keep on going, keep on improving, whether it's your marriage or your health or your mental well-being or your business or all of it. I'll be quiet now.
So you touched a little bit, you're going to skin in the game. You found some of your people. So talk to me about the people that you found and how that has catapulted you ahead as well.
It's more of Mike Brown and I have talked a number of times, and he's definitely helped me through quite a few things. And we had a little challenge, and I think it's about time for a second challenge for us. But it's more, like I said, with the imposter syndrome, it's more about seeing everybody around me that's constantly just absolutely crushing it. And like, okay, I can do, I mean, and that's the reason I told you about Shanera. I mean, when I get on skin in the game and everything that she's got going on, and all of her video texts and her, she's got 5 showings today and 3 closings and all this other stuff. And I'm sitting there going, holy crap, she's crushing it. I got to step my game up. And so with me, again, I come from a competitive background, and that's one of the things that really, really drives me, is when I see everybody else around me that's doing it, and I know that I can do it. And so when I start getting, and at the end of, again, being completely real, at the end of July, going into August this year, guys, when I say that I need an assistant, I was so, again, burned out after I had 2 months with, God, I think there were 2 months with like 120,000 in close commissions, and I was going nonstop during those times, and I got burned out again in August. I'm sitting there looking around going, holy crap, I am just worn the hell out. I need to go fishing. I need to get out of this. And then going back to skin in the game, and I'm, okay, well, Shanera's crushing it. Danielle's crushing it. And Mike's crushing it. It kind of gets you going like, okay, no, you don't need to take a break. You can do this. Everybody else is doing it. So pull up your big boy pants and go to work. So that's one of the big things.
Yeah, I think finding your people is definitely fantastic.
Well, and I was going to say, and I shouldn't, because I mean, Alicia, when I get on here and you're talking on all the crap that Alicia's implementing, and Linnea Carver, and it's just like, it's a constant reminder that, yeah, it can be done. And having those conversations offline with some of those people, like, okay, yeah, it's hard, but it ain't that hard.
Well, and I always like to, and sometimes I have to chant this to myself, is, somebody else that's busier is getting it done.
That's right.
So, okay. I just had another question and now I lost it. Oh, I know what I want to talk about. Okay. So I think that there's a lot of pressure sometimes put on people that join the program, that it's all about the lead. So talk a little bit about, as you started doing videos, people started seeing you, and kind of what happened, and it became, I'm pretty sure it became not about always about the lead.
Yeah, and it's not, and the way I understand your question, it's not like when, okay, so I used to buy Zillow leads, and you're getting the leads and you're chasing them down and tracking them down and constantly trying to contact them and all that other stuff. It's more of a, well, I mean, Krista says it, it's attraction. People are coming to me as opposed to me trying to track them down. You know, I've got some content on YouTube that's just evergreen content with some of the communities in our neighborhood. And each one of those videos is good for 2 to 3 deals a year where people just reach out. Hey, I saw your video in this community. We're thinking about moving to Dripping Springs. I want you to help me buy a house. And it's the same with, with the people that are selling in our community, with the different things that I'm doing, community date night. And I've got a, community show on Monday and a mortgage show on Monday and a building show on Friday that are all live videos. People are seeing those and they're seeking me out. They're wanting my expertise because they see me as the expert, not only in the community, but with construction, with real estate. And so they're seeking me out. It's not really a lead so much as I've got people coming to me like, hey, I'm buying a house. Hey, my aunt's buying a house. They're moving here from North Dakota. And so it's not really a lead. It's just a deal. They're coming to me as deals. Is that what you were asking?
Well, kind of. I think people get worked up and worried about, oh, I need a lead. And so I think it's also a mind shift that when you're putting this content out, it takes a while. You can't just, it's just not like you're going to get, you got to do the work. It's not like a magic pill.
And that's exactly right. And it's completely different from quote unquote buying leads, whatever you're doing. I mean, and it's still, every once in a while I'll throw some stuff out that's just kind of a, lead generation thing. And it's a reminder of how bad that is. And that it's the constant work of, and I mentioned it earlier, of keeping my face out in front of the community. You don't really want downtimes. You want people that are constantly seeing you on that. I'm thinking back after I first started running my video ads. I think the first actual deal from that took me about 6 or 7 weeks. But that conversation was, oh, I've been watching your videos, not, hey, I saw you one time or whatever, or hey, you're again a Zillow lead. And I'm not talking anything about Zillow leads. They didn't work for me, whatever. But it's a constant trickle of having you out in the community and then targeting and retargeting and then being there when somebody's ready to make a move. One thing that people always ask me, well, why do you do a lot of the content I do is not real estate content. It's, and we talk about the community videos and the date night that I do and all of this other stuff. And people ask, why, you're a realtor. Why are you doing that content? And I laugh, and I don't know where I heard it. Krista, you may have said it, but I heard it at one point that at any given time, there's such a small population of people who are going to want to buy or sell a house. Most people, I think now it's every 7 to 10 years or something. And in our community, it's even less because people move in for the schools. They're not moving until their kids are graduating. But the idea is to stay relevant, stay in front of them nonstop so that when it is time, 7 or 8 years later, when it is time, oh, that's right, Chris is the realtor. He's the expert in the community. So it's just constantly staying in front of the people.
If people are only thinking about you when they're ready, you're too late, right? They have to be thinking about you beforehand. And so what he's saying is absolutely true. It's accumulation effect. And I think what Alicia was trying to say or get across was that it's not just from, I ran this ad, I got this lead, and boom, that it's like when your business triples in 2 years, right? It's because of all of the things that he's doing. He's staying top of mind. He's making it to where he's unforgettable, and he's going, and now he has the tools to close these deals. And it's a whole mindset shift too. So anyways.
Okay. Chris, one more thing. And then I think is Danielle on? We probably should switch over to her, but just briefly explain your date night. Cause there's a lot of people that are asking questions, and I think you were on a podcast with Krista about that.
Yeah,
So
he was
everybody-
actually on the Fired Up podcast. So if you go to Fired Up podcast and look at his episode, it's so good. Like I would listen to the whole thing. I would ask him a different question. Just tell people to go to the podcast because he goes into it in totally great detail, which he's not going to have the chance to do now. So ask him one more question.
All right. So I do have one more question. So the last one, if somebody is having a hard time implementing or keeping their head straight or something like that that's in the program, what would you tell them?
First of all, call somebody for encouragement. And the other thing is go back to the absolute basics. What I've found, and I mentioned time management's an issue with me. What I've found is that when I try to implement too many things, I can't implement anything. And so I start losing my bearing on what I'm doing because I'm trying to do 5, 6, 7, 8 different things. And when I do that, I know at this point, I've got the experience that I've got to bring it back to the 2 or 3 things that I can do. I know that I can do consistently. I can go to Skin in the Game. I can do my scripts and shoot my videos and run my monthly marketing, and I can run those ads. Those are the kind of the base building blocks. And if you're completely overwhelmed and you're just kind of wanting to crater up inside, just go back to the bare minimum, the bare basics, and then kind of build on top of that. If you can get 2 things done a day, that's better than not getting anything done. And that's kind of what I do when that happens, because it happens. Again, I mentioned it in August. That's the way I was. I just kind of, I felt like I was burned out and I was trying to do all this stuff.
And that's okay to be burned out sometimes.
Basics.
Yeah. So let's talk about real quickly what the basics are. Basics are showing up to the calls, doing your daily sheet, doing 10 video text messages, and running at least 2 videos per week with the Facebook ad spend behind them.
Yep.
Those are the basics. Okay. And Skin in the Game, which is now a new basic.
Yep.
Okay. If you could give one piece of advice, like no matter what it is, what would you leave them with?
Oh man. Get over yourself. Whether it's, again, people still don't want to get in front of the camera. They don't want to go out in the community. They don't want to, call, whether it's businesses or anything like that. That was probably one of my biggest issues, was just getting over myself and being willing to realize that what I'm doing, I'm not out there asking people to buy and sell their houses. I'm out there trying to make a difference in the community, and just getting over myself and seeing that as a value for people is big.
Thank you so much. I think that everyone really enjoyed this, and thank you for being so real. I think that's so important.
No problem.
Great
I still don't know why you asked me to come on.
You did so good. You were
You're a badass.
You are absolutely perfect. This is making me want to do this even more. Yes, they are living this, Alicia. Okay, great job, Chris. Thank you. And you're so humble and kind and just like the real cool deal. So we love you. Okay, Lisa, go.
Shanae, hi.
All right, Lisa. So I'd love to hear, how long have you been in the program? And how long have you been an agent?
I've been an agent for 6 years. And I've been in Krista's program for a year now. Sorry, this phone is like super loud.
What do you tell me? What the best? Like, what is the thing in the program that's like an aha for you? What's the thing? All of us have something that like speaks to us. What's the thing that spoke to you?
It started after I got in the program, but I would say skin. Skin was that thing that kind of gave me focus, direction. I am like ADHD on to 10th power, and I'm all over the place. I have random thoughts that just pop out, and I want to do everything at the same time. So when we got skin and I woke up in the morning and my day was organized before I even left the house, it was perfect. Perfect.
What's the thing that was real hard for you?
Getting through the modules.
And so how did you get that done?
Skin. Saying every day, I'm going to do 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. Not too much, not too much. I'm saying skin, not scan, sorry.
Skin in the game.
I'm a little Southern.
So you're saying that you went to Skin in the Game, and by saying you're going to do 30 minutes, that helped you get 30 minutes that you every day get done.
I was knocking the modules out because before that I was just like, oh, I think I need to do this. Oh, I'm going to jump over here. I think I should be here. I'm not sure where I should be. And when I got on Skin, it was like, okay, where are you at in the system? You haven't done this module, get through it. This is how you're going to get it, a little bit at a time, do it every day. And then it became, okay, not only are you getting through the modules, now you need to record a video today. Bless you. Now you need to get your listing presentation together. Now you need to do this, and everything would be on that call. In addition to getting laundry done, bless you. In addition to, oh my God, I may cook my family dinner today. That kind of, everything was there. And it just kept me going and kept me way more focused. So I started another Skin in the Game call with my team.
What part of the day did you feel like those modules fit in best for you?
I'm a morning person, so if I get it done in the morning, it gets done.
Like 6 a.m.?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's when I did them too.
Because if we stand up from our desk in the morning, everything happens outside of that door. Every catastrophe, every client, everything goes to hell after that. So it's like, if I can get all that stuff done before I leave, I'm okay.
How many videos are you running a week, and or as ads, and how many are you doing? And what type of videos are they?
I do 4 to 5 videos a week, not counting TikTok. I run 2 ads, but I'm still new to Facebook, so that I'm just getting comfortable with it. I've been running mine on YouTube.
Okay, awesome. What is something you're not doing in the program that you want to be doing?
Funnels.
What'd you say?
Funnels.
Oh, funnels. Okay.
I spoke to Alex about that last week when we were all together.
Okay.
So I'm going to get into
I'm with you, girl.
That's next.
Yep. And I think that just shows you, like, one thing at a time. And that's probably the biggest, don't you think, as you add things to what you're doing from the program, that's the biggest takeaway.
Do you have your listing whole process done, Lisa? Your listing presentation video, your
challenge.
Okay, you're at the you're at the challenge. Yeah. So before you even think about doing funnels, you guys better have your whole listing process done before you even think about funnels. Everybody.
Yeah.
Most people don't start funnels until about 1.5 years. Anyways, if that. Very few people have done a lot of funnels, honestly.
Well, so that's my next thing. I haven't done them either. Is there something that you're not doing that's not in the program that you're doing that is super successful?
I would say I was with Buffini before with coaching. So my personal notes, my client parties, my client activities, just staying in touch with my clients has always been a big thing for my business. And then to add on the video text to my clients has just like been the bow on top of everything. Now that I send them video text, like I have clients on vacation right now and it's the husband's birthday. So I send hey, I'm so glad you guys went on vacation. You know, you're enjoying yourself. Happy birthday to your husband, blah, blah, blah. And that was another piece, but I just mailed them another letter. So I'm staying in front of them. I think that's crazy important.
So where were you before you started the program now? And where do you see yourself in the future?
So when I did I do the 2-day or the 5-day, Krista?
The 2-day.
So I said I wanted to make more money. Krista says, well, you can make more money. That's all great and well. She said, but what you need to do is increase the price of the home that you sell so you can make more money and work less. And I was like, okay, lady, whatever. So she's made me eat those words a couple of times. So in the year that I've been with her, my sell side, my buy side has increased about 150,000. And I have made more money than I made previously last year because I was at that $120,000 mark and I just kept hitting it. And I was so irritated by it. So I joined Krista in the middle of a pandemic with no money. I had nothing. And it was just like, you got to do, something's got to happen. So I am on my way to 250, potentially 300 this year. I don't know. I don't even know. I have to set new goals to figure out where I need to go next. That's because Linnea inspires me every day. So I want to be organized like her.
That's something else we have to always strive to be more organized. All right. So thank you so much, Lisa. Danielle, are you here
so
now?
Chill, Lisa. You're always so chill. You're just like just the most chill person.
She is.
So nonchalant.
I am here.
Yeah. Lisa, you're awesome for improvising. You're the best. Hi, Danielle. First of all, I just want to say something, everyone. Danielle is a cutie pie. And I know, I wish you got hit with an ugly stick or something, because people they'll, and I mean,
So rude.
I don't mean it like that. But what I mean is that people think sometimes that certain people are successful because of the way they look. And I've heard that my whole life. Oh, it's because you're cute. I'm like, you just keep thinking that while I keep kicking your butt in real estate. Please don't let the way that Danielle looks cloud your judgment on her hard work and her dedication. That it has nothing to do with people's looks. It has everything to do with people's work ethic and their attitude and their mindset. Okay. That's everything. So when I said that, I didn't mean that it didn't come out right, but I hope everyone understands where I'm coming from, because I hear that a lot. And it's just not true. That's your own limiting belief. Okay.
Amen, sister.
Yes.
Amen to that.
I definitely think that sometimes people think that people are unicorns, magical unicorns. And every single one of those people works their ever loving butt off. And I know Danielle's one of them. I mean, how old's your baby? You're killing it.
Which one? My newest one?
Yes.
My newest baby is 5 months old. And then we decided, if you guys didn't know, we decided it would be a good idea to bring home 2 puppies at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I have
working her butt off.
4-month-old puppies and a 5-month-old baby and a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Yeah, and you're killing it. All right. So how long have you been in the program?
I've been in the program since June. It was either June or July of last year. So just a little over a year and a half now.
Awesome. So what brought you to the program? Like what was it about Krista and the program that really attracted you to jump in and go for it?
Her ad copy. So obviously targeting however she did, I didn't know at the time. One of the copies was talking about how, you door knock and you do this and you do this and you do this and nothing's happening. And to be honest, those things work really, really well for some people. And it's just wasn't. It was also a mindset that I had an issue with, but it just wasn't me. Like made me cringe. It's like, I am not doing that. I'm not going to run my business that way. So seeing a coach that aligned similarly with that thought process was what made me start her funnel. And then I joined, I don't know if you're still doing it, but I joined the free 3-day or 3 clients in 30-day challenge.
We're still doing it.
It was just mind blowing. Yeah. So that is how I got started.
Okay. So what did you do before, whether you want to do transactions or money or whatever, what did you do before and then now? And I should have asked Chris this too. What do you see for your future?
Okay. So I'm actually a newer agent. So I got licensed in 2019 and I think I hung my license mid-May. So I had about six months in 2019. I did 3 transactions, 1.4 million. 2020, which is when I joined this program. I did 12 transactions, 5 million. Keep in mind, I did not bring my first close in 2020 until May. So that 12 transactions was really only 6 months worth. And I joined Krista's program in June or July. And then 2021, we're sitting at 21 transactions, 7 in the pipeline and almost 11 million. And then I also, this is not like, and I'm not bragging. I just want to explain how awesome this program is for the newer people, because I took like 5.5 months off, you guys. I was so pregnant. and then obviously had the baby. And so I like took time off. I'm also, if you know anything about me, my family time is very protected. So I don't work 12-hour days every single day. So not only did I take months of very, very limited work time, but the time that I was working was, you know, a normal 8 to 10-hour day, depending on where I was in my business at the time. So production, I did all these stats before. Production wise, from 2019 to now is up 667%. Income is up 736%.
That just gave me the chills. That is awesome.
Freaking nuts. Absolutely insane.
How does that change your life?
Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely life-changing. And
tell us how though.
Go ahead, sorry.
How has that changed your life? How does that extra money change your life?
Well, first of all, I'm able to, if you're newer and you don't have an amazing relationship with money yet, just change your mindset, snap your bracelet, because that's where things started. I was able to put more money back into my business, which obviously drastically changed my business. The income though that I'm bringing home has allowed my family to do things that we want to. And of course, we're still conscious of how much money we're spending, but we're not nervous to spend the money anymore. We are not nervous to pay our bills. We're not nervous to buy investment properties. We know where our funds are coming from. And then I don't know if he jumped on. There was a little bit of a confusion. I thought I was going to be on another call, but my husband might be on here. His name is Cody. And he is done from his corporate 9 to 5. He works with me now. We're home with our family all the time. So he got licensed. He got licensed the day before we left for Hawaii for my brother's wedding. So he's been officially licensed for a couple months now, and we're officially making this like badass announcement video this week. So, I mean, I just like, you guys, I can't even tell you. I mean, you got to ask me more specific
Awesome.
questions. It's amazing.
So good. So good.
Okay. So tell us something that you still struggle with. So we've talked about all the good things, and I think that somebody needs to hear probably that you're still struggling. Like, I mean, I still struggle too. Krista has her all of us struggle. So what is it?
Okay. I would say that my biggest struggle is my limiting belief that I burned, but obviously didn't burn it enough in my head that I don't have enough time. And then my other one is the overwhelm. I think that I just like everyone that was shaking their head and in their head thinking, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I just felt it. It's not going to go away, but you will learn how to deal with it better. So I still deal with overwhelm every day. There's so many things that I want to get done. My to-do list never ends, but now I know that I feel overwhelmed because I'm growing, because I'm learning so much more about my business and how I can get better. But it's still hard, the overwhelm, because I want to get it all done. And I know that it's going to be a while before.
Can I just say something? You just got done saying that you don't have enough time, but you took 5.5 months off. You have enough time.
Yes, but it's like this, I'm like fighting myself. Because I have this guy over here that says, well, you should only work this much time. But then this guy's like, well, are you going to work more if you want to get it done? So I guess it's more like,
Danielle called me one time, we talked, and she was like crying, and she's like, I'm worried that I'm not going to be a good mom and not have time for my family. Do you remember that? Conversation? Mm-hmm. And I said, you don't have to choose both. You can have both. Like, it's not a choice. It's not one or the other. It's just, sometimes you put more focus on business. Sometimes you put more focus on your family, and you just, if that's your focus, do it, but you don't have to choose, you know. And I remember she was so worried. She's like, I'm afraid if I'm successful, it's going to hurt my family. And I said, it doesn't have to. So I just want to say that, you know, her family is her focus.
Keep in mind, you guys too, like I did take all that time off, and I don't work crazy amount of days. And look at the, like, you can't see it because that percentage that I said, that's from not doing it all. So you don't have to do it all.
So what are the steps that you took? Like, what is the first thing you did in the program that you were like, this is gold. This is something that I can totally get behind and go?
I went to module 1, part 1. And I started there, and I just kept going. But it was the mindset section. You know, if you jump on any of Krista's calls, a lot of times she talks about how people always are like, okay, just get to the good stuff, get to the good stuff. And the good stuff is your mindset. If you can tackle that, then nothing can touch you, and you're just going to be riding away into the sunset. So that was my goal.
I love that you said that.
Don't you think that the calls are what like keeps you focused in on what you need to do and that mindset piece? I mean, there's times that I get on that I'm like, oh, she's talking about mindset. And then it like just almost stabs me in the heart. I'm like, I needed this today. So
even when you don't think that you need it today, that's the day that you actually really need it the most. That's happened quite a few times. I'm like, this is not for me today. And then there's a nugget that is exactly what I needed to hear. Yeah. So these calls, obviously bringing in the community, but I get convicted all the time because there's people who are doing simplistic things that I haven't finished yet, but I'm trying to move on to other things. This is actually where I started after the baby. I didn't really start doing all of the tasks that I wanted to do. I was talking to Linnea. She's a great friend of mine. I was like, I'm overwhelmed. She's like, well, maybe you should get back on the calls. That's a good place to start. So very true.
Okay. Let me think what else. I had a couple that were specifically for you. Is there something that you're not doing in the program or that you plan to do like soon?
Mm-hmm. Like soon? Yeah. I did not jump in with the listing challenge when the whole group did. I was just kind of getting my bearings back to getting back into work full force. So I sent out a bunch of, I think I ordered like 100 of my marketing plans and seller guides yesterday. So they're on print and I'm going starting today.
It's only going to last you a month. So you better do 100 more because
I know we got to get new pictures for Cody.
Is your listing presentation done?
I mean, no, but my script is done.
Did you join the listing presentation challenge?
I did. Yep. I'm in the group. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Yep. Of course. This is my husband who now works full time. Oh, he's blurred. Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's pretty.
Congratulations. That's so exciting.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
We're excited. Haven't killed each other yet.
What'd you say?
I said we haven't killed each other yet.
Oh yeah, it'll be great. What's your favorite video to do?
My favorite video to do, you know what's crazy? But Alex says this too. Performance-wise is actually the market updates. So for me, they're not super fun to do, but they perform really well. So I don't miss those. And I have lots of people who look forward to those and ask about them. They're conversation starters. And then my personal favorite videos to do are kind of like bloopers, funny spoof ones. You have to remain like a normal person, stop trying to sell them on everything.
Well, and you have to be yourself. Like
Right.
I'm not funny. You're funny.
I think you're funny.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Is there something that's not in the program that you do in your business that's super successful for you?
Something that's not in the program that I do. I mean, not really, honestly, besides just like the classic serving. I think that it's really important to make sure that you are immersed in your community, but we do that in the program just by video. But I think that it's really important to keep in mind that you want to serve without the intention of selling, just serve people. So I'd say that's helpful.
I asked Chris this and I kind of beat around the bush, but I think a lot of people are consumed with getting leads in this program.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what is your answer to that? Like, because I know what my answer is and I've said it a lot. What is yours?
Yeah, I would say that you're going to be really disappointed really fast if you think that this program is going to give you consistent leads that say, hey, I saw this video and this is why I want to work with you. It's not the way that it works. It is in the sense that it's all combined together. If you consistently show up in front of people, they'll learn to trust you. They'll learn to like you. They'll learn to ask questions, but it's not, I will say it did happen to me one time, just one time, but it's not going to be hey, Danielle, I saw your market update and I want to sell my $800,000 house with you because of that video. And if that's what you're expecting, I think that you're going to get really frustrated really fast. But just know that it's all kinds of stuff together that shows you as the authority. That's what I would say.
Yeah, and sometimes I think it's always important to ask, because I think the longer you're doing video, the longer you show up consistent, the longer your videos are in multiple places, the more people are saying, I just binged watched half your videos on YouTube or whatever, which is a little weird, but
I had somebody move. They knew my mom. They moved from Colorado to here. Actually, there's a, whatever, that part doesn't matter. They moved from Colorado to here and they were like, yeah, we just watched like 5 of your videos in a row. I'm like, that's weird. Why? But it does happen.
So can I just say something? It took you a little bit of time for things to kind of kick in, didn't it? Can you speak to that with people? Because sometimes like I tell people, it just seems like what I noticed is it just hits all of a sudden, right?
Yeah.
And I know it took you time and you kept a positive attitude. You kept showing up, you kept implementing.
Yeah. So that's exactly how it all started happening, is you just keep showing up. And that's something that I always talk to when like mentoring newer agents or just people who have questions is, I've talked to multiple people about it in this program, is that tension and frustration that you're feeling, that is when you can't give up, because it's literally right around the corner. Your breakthrough's right around the corner, and that tension is trying to keep you where you're at. So wherever it is that you're starting to feel uncomfortable, if you don't want to send your text messages, do it then. If you don't want to record your video, do it then, because that's where it's going to start compiling and compounding. But for me, I would say it took me a little bit of time for things to start clicking, because I guess for that reason, I was just really uncomfortable and I felt like I wasn't being authentic. It felt like I wasn't being authentic because I hadn't done it before. Of course, you're not going to feel authentic. You don't know what you're doing yet. So you have to get started somewhere.
I like to say that you have to start so you can find your voice.
Yeah.
So you've totally found your voice, right?
Oh, totally. Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about how, because I think that that's really important, how you talked about, like, you don't feel authentic.
Right. And that's how I live my life. I want to crawl out of my skin when I don't feel like myself. So I think that when I was starting, I was just kind of, using the scripts that were given to me, not really editing, because I was so just like, I just got to do this. I don't want to mess around with it too much. But then when you get comfortable in front of the camera, okay, that's conquered. Now I can start messing around with the scripts. And I was deleting and I was adding, different verbiage and things like that, because I wanted to feel authentic. But don't let the fear of not feeling like it's who you are just completely paralyze you. Don't get into analysis paralysis and just stop. Do it, get it done, get a little bit comfortable, and then start building in your voice. Because like Alicia said, until you start, you just don't know what that voice is yet. You haven't done this before.
So and I think that I love that you're editing the scripts at the beginning. I think that people need to just do it, like you said, because otherwise you become fixing to do. Like, correct. You got to get in and do it. You can't be, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. You've got to set the goal, which is why Skin in the Game is so great, and get it done.
Correct. Yeah. And if you guys, if you've been in the program for longer than a couple months, you can go look back at your video, the very first video that you posted to the video that you're posting now, and it's completely different, because you're starting to find your voice. You're starting to find what works, you're starting to find what you're comfortable with, what you're not, who you're speaking to. So that's going to happen with everybody, but you're not going to get there unless you start.
Okay, so we're at the end. So I'd like you to give everyone one piece of advice, that if they're like struggling with mindset or just getting going in the program, what's your advice?
Okay.
This is the one I should have told you in advance. Sorry.
It's okay. Honestly, it's pretty simple. If you're struggling to get going, like Alicia said, don't fix to do. Go to the module and do what you're told. That's it. You're not supposed to know everything, and you're not supposed to be light years. Like, you're not supposed to be where you think you're supposed to be right now. Right now, you're supposed to be at module 1, step 1. Start where you are with what you have.
Ooh, I like that. Start with where you are.
Start with where you are with what you have. Mm-hmm.
Yes, that needs to be a quote.
I'm quoting it. I'm going to post it today.
That's perfect.
Yeah, make
I'm
a
sure-
Canva.
I will.
Make a Canva
I'm sure
graphic.
somebody said that at some point, but I think it could have Danielle.
I
written
think
on it.
it's totally my quote. I'm just kidding.
All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. I am going to post in the main group that I want to hear one thing that you're going to implement. I'm going to go post it right now. So everyone, from what you heard today, I want you to go and tell us what you are going to implement in your business from what you heard today. Okay? Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Go get it.
Hey there, I have a brand new podcast called Fired Up with Krista Mashore, where I bring my high energy right to your ears. This podcast is available on all your favorite podcast platforms. So do me a favor, go subscribe and leave a review. All this information is free and I cannot wait to teach you everything I know. Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.